Hello everybody, hello, it's me. It's Andy, Decayed Andy here. It's Moonbase 2 time to talk about Transformers and what's been going down in the Transformers world for the week of this time, today, and the previous 7 days. From the last time we talked about Transformers. Hey everybody. Screen title and genre, lad. Oh, fucking tits and weasels. I thought I changed it. I changed it on... I tell you what I did, Daddy. Thanks for letting me know. I changed it on YouTube. I didn't change it on Twitter lore. I'll get that sorted. Thank you. Just... because we're not doing Mulder's Gate today. We're doing Moonbase. Moonbase 2 in. So gotta have the right title. Good call. Good call, Daddy. Thank you. Luckily, we haven't started up the official show yet. So this is the smoothing out phase. Is the important part, you know. That's not that one. Which one is it? I need music on. I'll turn that on. And where is the screen capture? There it is. Hey, look at that. We got it all set up, I think. Hope everybody's doing well out there in the interworld web way day thing. I see Daddy in chat. Hey, Daddy. Daddy do good. Daddy gonna stay around for a little bit until the stream begins, I assume. Have you got raiding to do today? I actually saw you play EDF. I was like, oh my god, Daddy's gonna play EDF? Holy shit. What's going on? No raiding? Oh my god. No one's around to raid on a Sunday. Terrible. What they doing? It was an elf mood. You were in an EDF mood, not an elf mood, an EDF mood. What were you doing? Were you grinding or were you just fucking around? Grinding I-Classes Inferno, fucking around at I-Classes everything below Inferno. Because I know you've already finished the game. So I know that it's probably fuck around or grind. Grind for all the weapons, or fuck around just because, why not? Just playing a couple of the hardest missions. Oh, okay. So the grind then, I assume. Unless you have everything. The online playthrough has a percentage of completion. Online playthrough. Got to play through every mission on every class on every difficulty. Yeah. There's some pretty rough. There's some pretty rough achievements in that game. Just in general. Woof. Man, does Jubal have EDF? We could get Jubal to try and do EDF with us at some point, because we could do EDF, couldn't we? I don't think. Have we ever played EDF together? I can't remember if that's one of the games we actually did play. We might have. We have not? I thought we did, like, years and years and years ago. We didn't? Oh, my God. Hang on, when's the new EDF out? Well, new for us. Let's check. EDF. Yeah, when's the next EDF game out? Because I remember you telling me at some point there was one in Japan. Was it 7? EDF 7? Oh no, 6. EDF 6 coming soon. It just says coming soon. It doesn't say anything else. Oh, no. Well, that's not a good sign. Because that could be any time. That could be millions of years away. It's out on the consoles. Could be a while yet. Yeah, I'm guessing so. Damn. Poor EDF. We'll get there eventually. I believe in EDF supremacy. Is it a good game? Never. Is it a fun game? Oh, yes. There's still a lot. EDF 5 is still a lot of fun. It is. I think I've still got quite a few EDFs which I haven't 100%ed. Let's have a quick look because I'm interested. EDF 5. Yeah, I've got 5 and 4.1. Shadow of Despair. Oh yeah, I've got loads to do in EDF. I've got like 17% of the achievements, so there's loads I haven't done. What's the hardest achievement? Total completion. Yeah, 100%. I haven't got that one, unsurprisingly. Not a lot of people have, it seems. Like 1.3% of people who have EDF have actually got like 100% complete, which is kind of fun to see. What about 4? 4.1. What's the hardest one to get in 4.1? Probably completion. Clear all stages on Inferno. Difficulty is the Fencer. 0.4%. Clear all stages on the hardest difficulty as the... Hang on. Fencer. Oh, hardest and Inferno, and then it's Air Raider. Okay, Jesus. Well, getting 100% takes like 500 hours. 4.1's a lot harder, yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember. Are there mods? Are there mods for EDF? Are there mods for EDF? I can't remember. Are there cool, sick mods that you can slap on? I wonder. I have no idea. Daddy can let me know. Should we start pooping? I guess we could start pooping. It's probably about time. I'll wait to see if what Daddy says about mods, though, because I'm interested. Yeah, there is. It's classed as cheating, but an anti-cheat is basically but an anti-cheat is basically non-existent. Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, I wouldn't want cheat. I just want like cosmetic stuff. You know, maybe a mod that makes the vehicles not work like shit. You know, that fixes the controls so they're like usable instead of bad. That'd be cool. There are cosmetic stuff. Oh, okay. All right. I might have to have a look at that. Yeah. Yeah. Is it on Nexus or are these just random mods? The controls are part of the charm. Do you like your helicopters flying like ass? There, that's the fun of it. It's not a bug. It's a feature. It's a feature-rich game, baby. All right. Not sure where you could find them, to be honest. I'll possibly Nexus. Okay. When I'm done with the pooping tonight, I'll have a look because I'm interested to see what is available mod-wise. Be interesting. All right. Where's my music? Music. Ba, ba, ba. There it is. There's the music. Okay, boys. Let's roll some fucking music and let's start pooping.
Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast with me, Andy. Decayed Andy here. We are on the last few days of January of 2024. We've moved away from the first month, 11 more, and then we're into 2025. Oh my God. Time's already rocketing forward, ain't it just? We do have a little bit of Transformers news, not a lot. You may or may not know, I'm sure if you're in the world of Transformers, you already know that we have a stream of some sort coming up. Well, not we as in me, but we as in Hasbro have a stream coming up soon, if I can find the time. It's like the 40th anniversary or something like that, so they're going to have a big old special presentation as they slap that sausage on the... there it is, on the table. It's on the 30th. It's the 28th now. Hopefully it should be the 29th when you're hearing this. So by the next day, tomorrow, after you listen to the show, well, there'll be a stream. What's going to be there? I don't know. Will it be anything good, or will it be a small baby stream, or will they do something a bit more enticing and girthy? Since apparently it's touted as the 40th anniversary. I'm guessing they're going to do something. Actually, I may as well read it. Well, yeah, we'll read what the blurb says. Get ready to roll out a hashtag Transformers Tuesday. Ooh, like never before. Oh, my heavens. We're officially kicking off the Transformers 40th anniversary celebrations at 10 a.m. ET. Eastern Time? Eastern Time. On January the 30th with a fan stream of epic proportions. Join BMAC and Evan on Hasbro's Pulse YouTube channel as they fire the engines and unveil an all-new Transformers HasLab. Oh dear. That is sure to be a must-have in your collections. Make sure you filled up your Energon because you don't want to miss this. Okay, so the big reveal will be whatever the HasLab thing will be. Well, as the previous two have been victory-related, maybe they'll do the Breast Force. Maybe they'll do Diatlas, you know? I'm thinking of weird, big staple characters. Maybe they'll do a Power Master Optimus Prime. It's been a while since the last one, and the American release of it was crap. They could do Star Convoy, though Japan's already done one. Again, it was a while ago, but they could do something like that. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see at the very least. Whether it's a must-have item. I swear to God, if it's an Optimus Prime, I'll just shrug and I'll shake my fist. I'll shake my fist and harumph. I'll harumph at it. Aggressively. Because I don't need one. I don't need another Optimus Prime. Personally. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully it won't be just like... I think they've learned from the mistake of the Unicron, though, right? I don't think they'll do something quite like that. But yeah, I don't know what they do. 40th anniversary. As I rub my face, like I'll know. If I rub my face enough, the answer will come to me, and I'll just understand. I don't know. We've only got a few days to find out. Hopefully they'll have a few other reveals. I think one of the things I'm going to talk about today, they will have on display on the stream. It's the Studio Series Gamer Edition Sideswipe. Like I said, we'll talk about that later, but that's probably have a quote-unquote official reveal, I would guess, on, what's it called, Tuesday? Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday. Officially on Tuesday. So at least we'll have something to talk about guaranteed next week. Ooh, Future Andy will be happy, I'm sure. But let's get into what we're talking about this week. This week, mostly third party. Unsurprisingly, Mecha Invasion are doing Giant Legion. That makes more sense. Giant Legion is, I guess unsurprisingly, a G1 Devastator, though it doesn't look like it's in a configuration that I recognize, at least. Sorry, I've got a bit of a sniffly nose, so if I randomly go off, it's because I'm having a big snort. But I'm doing it off mic, so I do apologize. So, if you wondered, this Devastator mold stands 38 centimeters tall to the head. Clearly, the shoulders go a little bit higher. 45 if you include the shoulders. There we go. I was mentioning that. We also have images of each of the Constructicons in the robot mode and the art mode. And the robot, the design of each robot is pretty detailed with a solid, realistic alt mode, for whatever that means, I suppose. We can notice Mixmaster and forms Devastator's right arm, and Scavenger forms the right leg. We have no concrete information if this design choice or if the robots can go for either limb. Okay, so yeah, I'm just reading the blurb that they got down here. Planned for release in the second quarter of this year. Let's go through it. Let's have a look. Yeah, so as the story mentioned, there's no information to say that they'll be Scramble City or they will be, your typical Devastator where they're locked into this has to be this leg, this has to be this leg, etc., etc. Makes for an interesting look, though. He looks very blocky. For some reason, I'm getting an early, especially looking at the robot modes. What were they called? Toy World? Was that like one of the first Devastators third-party toys that came out? Toy Worlds? I think it was. They were big. They were like Voyager-ish scaled, Voyager to Leader-ish scaled for all those many years ago. I have a feeling that's what I'm thinking of. They have that vibe to them. Very detailed, very big and chunky and square. How do I think they look? Which one's Mixmaster? Oh, Mixmaster's here. Mixmaster's a bit of a strange, to me, has a strange look because its head is revealed. It's not covered by anything, so that's always a little bit strange. They look okay. It's more of an interesting take, I suppose you could say. The quote-unquote realistic vehicle modes, yeah, whatever, the construction vehicles. A construction vehicle, to me, is a construction vehicle. But these look like construction vehicles from the movie, so I guess that means they are more realistic in appearance. Who's this guy? Is this Scavenger? Scavenger with his tread legs. Yeah, Mixmaster. Long Haul, I think this one. Got weird nipple guns, but okay. Yeah, Bone Crusher here with a miner hat. It looks like he's got miner's hat. Like this would be the weird round bit on the center of his forehead would be like a light source or something. Scrapper has scoop feet, which is kind of interesting. You can tell, I mean, just by saying that, he's not your standard Scrapper. As most of the time Scrapper has his scoop on the back of his boudet. That's his tradition. It's the style of the time. Then Hook, good old Hook. Yeah, looks different, potentially. It wouldn't be my style. His arms are actually quite short. Like, when you look at his arms, I don't know exactly where the bicep is. I can see where the shoulder joint is, obviously, but it kind of looks like the elbow joint is... Where would I put it? Okay, if you look at your arm, you look at where your elbow joint is, move that up about, like, 3 inches, I'd say. Yeah, about 3 inches. Like, imagine your current elbow, like, 3 inches up. That's kind of how it looks like they've designed this figure to be for the combined mode. Like, it's maybe a little bit too high. Maybe the problem would be if these maybe you can move these arms down and they're not like the shoulder joint is just like a little bit higher up, and it's just like the way that they've posed the figure, just to give the shoulders a bit more like presence for the silhouette. You know, maybe that's the idea. I don't know. It's fine. It's interesting enough. Not for me, but hey. A different take on a combiner team. I'm sure when... Did it say the masterpiece scaled? No, it doesn't say what the individual robots are scale-wise, but I would, you and me, chat, we know the gist. We know the gist of things. It's probably Voyager scale, to leader scale, masterpiece scale, that kind of thing. These aren't deluxes, I would say. Next up, we have Robot Toys RT-01 Caesar. Which is a Optimus Primal. We've got a colored image of him. Excuse me. I think this is one we've looked at before. Let's have a look at him. Have we talked about this guy? I think we have, yeah, because I'm pretty sure I remember the sculpted hairy shoulders. Well, I say sculpted hairy shoulders. It's more like how to best describe it. It's like when you look at a shampoo commercial and they got those long, luxurious hair shots. You know, it doesn't look like fur, right? That looks like what he's got on his shoulders and his forearm and his back. I'm pretty sure we have talked about this in the past, but it was obviously at that point a great prototype. Yeah, the monkey face looks a bit familiar. Yeah, must have talked about this. He doesn't have his flail. The flail just seems to have turned into just a big twatting stick or a mace. Oh, they're doing a Megatron. Have we talked about the Megatron? I don't think I've talked about the Megatron. I don't think so. Oh, the mutant mask head does not look good. Yeah, the mutant mask head looks really rough on this. The robot mode looks okay. The ape mode looks, again, okay. I guess we can talk about... I think the Megatron's looking a little bit better. He's taller, which is nice to see. And the dinosaur mode looks a bit more angular, kind of like the Optimus Primal as well. They're not going for is it fair to say they're not going for a realistic look? It's kind of like... How best to describe the look of their alt modes? Maybe like a mix between a mecha Zoid kind of look. Like, it's not overly detailed like some Zoids can be. It's kind of more simplistic than that. It's like if you got the Zoids toys and you did them in 2D animation and you made the designs more simplistic so it was easier to animate. But there's clearly angles on this, so it doesn't look like a natural T-Rex or a natural ape. It looks more artificial, I suppose you could say. It's an interesting look, I suppose. It doesn't really do it for me. I think the Megatron has a nice looking robot mode. He's got a better head sculpt than the Primal. The Primal's head just seems slightly off, and I can't put my finger on exactly why. But it's he looks a bit like a psychopath. You know, it looks like if I threw a bucket of blood on the figure, it would look kind of natural. Like he's smiling because he's just caved your head in with his weird mace. You know, this thing. Rather than him being a heroic hero. I think I don't know, there's something just a little strange about it. Posable enough. Seems like it's an interesting line. Hopefully the quality will be good for everybody that wants to kind of go down that route. Oh, we have the Megatron's called Tyrant, because of course it is. Let's have a look at some more pictures of him. Oh, he comes with a toothbrush, because I guess that's the natural accessory kit for a Megatron. He comes, is that the hunting gun? Yeah, he comes with the hunter's gun and a few different hands. There's the Optimus Primal. Oh, not many shots of him. But a few, yeah, all right. Oh, the price on these seems to be, Megatron's going to be $54. What's the Prime? Nope, come on, don't fight me, game. Caesar, how much are you? Primal's cheaper, he's $40 because he's smaller, so that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, they don't seem unreasonable in price for what they are. I can't imagine they're too tall. I don't see any information off the top of my head or in the story about how tall they are. Does it say the height? No, I don't see any, like, descriptions of their height, so maybe they're not too big. They don't look too complex, so I don't think they're going to be, you know, your masterpiece scale. Maybe these are more like deluxes in terms of scale. I don't know. Interesting look. Do a Magmatron. Do Galvatron. Do Galvatron. Do Galvatron. Do Galvatron. No one does Galvatron. It's a bummer. Don't need that anymore. YOLO Park. Doing the AMK miniseries blind box Nemesis Prime first look. Oh, that's right. YOLO Park had teased an upcoming AMK miniseries blind box series of their easy to build 12 centimeter G1 action figures. Oh my god. The sets in this series. Oh, hang on. Now we have a first look at the packaging, which features Optimus Prime and Megatron for all the boxes. Besides the previous scene, Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Grimlock, Megatron, and Soundwaves and Starscream, you have a 1 in 60 chance of getting a Nemesis Prime, and a 1 in 30 chance of getting a Skywarp, and a 0 in 0 chance of getting a Thundercracker. No Thundercracker for you. They don't have the picture of the Thundercracker. They do have images of the Nemesis Prime. I mean, it looks okay. I don't think these are too big, are they? It's hard to tell. Yeah, he looks fine. Doesn't look that poseable. He has ball joints for the hips, which look like they do enough. You know, they're not the cleanest looking joints, but they seem fine. He seems to come with a few hands. Yeah, it's all right. It's kind of cute. I wouldn't be rushing out myself to get these. Again, I kind of moved away from the blind boxes of stuff years ago. I used to get the blind boxes of, if anybody remembers, when Japan did the PVC figures, and there were like hundreds of series. Not hundreds, but there was like 8 series of them, from Headmasters to Master Force, etc., etc. I did it because it's like, hey, how else am I going to get Deathsaurus and Landcross, etc., etc.? This would have been cooler if I was still doing it back there, because these are actually posable little figures rather than PVC figures, which, you know, they didn't do a huge amount. Yeah, okay. I don't know how much these are going to be, but they're coming. And YOLO Park, I think, are meant to do decent-ish stuff, so that's always a plus. Ironfactory, this is the first of our Ironfactory stories. They're doing the Ironfactory EX-69 and the the IF, not EF, IF EX-70. We got images of Drillhorn and Kill Bison. I think Drillhorn is out. I think people have been buying him. And Kill Bison is in the works. He's coming out pretty soon. Kill Bison in his toffee brown rather than his gold plastic, so theoretically this one won't turn to dust. He comes with a few different accessories, which we have talked about before, but it's nice to see it all done and dusted. He comes with a javelin. Is that what it is? A double pole javelin. The entire leg for Leo Kaiser, which is one of the reasons I and a few other people are kind of put off by getting it, because he doesn't so much transform into the leg, he transforms into a part of the leg to become a part of it. So in the images we have for the inbox shot, you can see the inside of the leg, and he would go on the outside of the leg. He comes with, I don't know what this is. What the hell is that? I don't know what that is. What is that? This thing. Excuse me, what is this thing? This big grey thing in the bottom left. I don't know. I don't know what that is. He comes with his Breastmaster in its bull mode. It must be a bull. In its bull mode, there's also a part of it that goes into the gun mode. Now, I do know that it does turn into a gun. It just doesn't look as clean and smooth as, this fake one, which doesn't transform. And I know for a fact he has a fake chest. So his chest, which would be the Breastmaster, you can pull that off. The Breastmaster can also go into his chest, but obviously it doesn't look quite as smooth and neat and tidy. The one they have in there is just to be as nice and animation smooth as possible. But it does kind of make, again, me go, it's kind of doing a lot of faking. It's got a fake gun, a fake chest, the legs kind of faked as well. I realize that he has a lot of nice articulation and he poses really well. But I'm not the only one. It kind of has left a bit of a sour taste with some people. Makes you go, he's not really transforming. It's a bit too much parts forming. This image here, you can see where Kill Bison goes. Like, he transforms into his double turret tank mode and he just kind of plops into the side of the leg rather than turning into the whole thing. And I do think that's a bit of a shame, to be honest. It won't be a huge detriment for some people, but it made me go, squinty eyes. You really want to do that? Did I do that? And I didn't feel good about it. We have a lineup of a Galvatron, which I don't recognize. It's a legend scale one. Who fucking knows which one? There's so many of them. Lots of them. Drillhorn, Kang Toys, Headstrong? No, not Headstrong. The Rhino. No, it is Headstrong. Tantrum's the bull, right? From Predaking? Pretty sure. The Rhino, anyway. The small mini-scaled one, so you can see the scale here. And I think the Brainstorm is the knockoff from Magic Square? Mech Fans Ideas? I don't remember. Pretty sure it's the KO. It's a little bit taller. That's why they've got him kneeling down, because I think these are a bit more... They're not legend scale, but they're not full deluxe scale either. I'm pretty sure that's the scale they're rocking, so they're kind of the in-betweeny stage. There's also an image of the leg mode for Drillhorn next to Magic Square Devastator. I'm looking at my G2 Devastator on the fireplace, and I'm pretty sure that one... Well, I know that one's New Age, and it doesn't look the same, so I think this one is the Magic Square. And again, with Drillhorn, we have the fake leg. We have... I mean, it's quite intricate. It's got for the leg, it's got a toe bend, a ankle swivel. It's also got a ankle rotator, so you can whiffle it around. Quite a few joints in it. You can see without his boob on, all nude and whatnot. Him with his pole arm. You can see him in his cute little drill mode, and it just looks very weird. And oh, little baby little drill. Ooh, I do like it. It can pose quite well in the combined giant foot mode. It's got a good pose on it. I mean, granted, it's not connected to a body, which would add more weight to it, but with just Drillhorn in there, it can do a decent pose. Oh, it's also doing Gundam shit where you bend the knee joint on the Leo Kaiser leg, and a panel kind of opens up so you can see internal detail. Don't really need it, but fine. It shows that pieces can combine together to make the ultimate weapon, as it's called, which looks like a weird scythe, I guess, for Leo Kaiser. Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed with these guys. I'm still kind of on the fence because they still look good. And fuck me, is there any other way to get the breast force? No, is the answer. There's very few ways to get the breast force. I think Fans Toys did them at Masterpiece scale, but not a big fan of Fans Toys, so... Yeah. And they are only, I think they're like 30 pounds on Shozi. I'm pretty sure they're 30 pounds on Shozi, so it's not like they're super expensive, to be fair, in all honesty. I'm having a look to see if there's anything else of value mentioning here. It doesn't show Kill Bison with any extra fists, but I'm pretty sure he does come with them. Yeah, it shows Drillhorn with a little baggie of extra fists, so Kill Bison probably has a little baggie that's just not shown with little extra fists as well, in all honesty. So yeah. More interesting news is that we got shown the Ironfactory EX-80/84 Samurai Menasor. So continuing the Edo period, if it is the Edo period, the samurai stylings that Ironfactory have decided to lean into with their Legend Scales figures. We've now seen the Stunticons. It's an interesting range. It's like, oh, okay. Now, when I first looked at these, the first picture that has all of them together, all of them in the vehicle modes, and Menasor as well, I was like, the vehicle modes, they're fine. They just look like G1 vehicle modes. That does change. I'm not super sold on the robot modes. They're not bad, but they're just kind of, how to best put it? It looks like there's one mold. Two molds. It looks like there's Motormaster, who obviously has to have a different mold. Dragstrip and Wild Rider look like they have the same mold. Same for Breakdown. His mold looks, just because of how the knees form, and they all have a very uniform look to them. They might be different, but this is just assuming, looking at these things, that they share similar aspects to them. And Dead End, maybe it's because of his color scheme, it's a little bit more hard to tell that he's the same as the rest of them, but they didn't interest me too much. We'll talk about Menasor in a bit. We didn't get individual shots of them, unfortunately, but we did get to see them in their vehicle modes with a drift car extreme twist to them, like Tokyo Drift kind of amp them up style. So Breakdown has, what do you call it? In the British Air Force back in World War II, we used to paint like shark mouths on the side of our planes because it was cool. He's got some of those on his side doors, as well as some extra exhausts. Dead End has super duper big exhausts and some extra lines going down him. It's all about like adding crazy exhaust to these because it's on the same for Dragstrip as well. And Wild Rider has a big snow scoop. Let's call it a snow scoop. I don't think it's literally a snow scoop, but it kind of looks like it, but it's not. I don't think. Menasor is the most interesting one out of them. How to best describe it? In Street Fighter 4, there's a level where there are a load of lorries and trucks, right? And these are really big, fancy, over-the-top trucks with lights, like really crazy designs where they're like super big trucks. I don't know if that's a Japanese thing or not, but I only know it from Street Fighter 4. They kind of look like that. So its entire front of the cab mode has been changed. It's got added lights on the top of it. Looks big and fancy. His trailer's pretty much the same. I didn't mention it's got a little bit of yellow highlighting, or toffee highlighting, because it's probably meant to be gold, but, don't... You don't need to paint it. You don't need to do that, so don't worry. And then it's also got a big katana for, obviously, Menasor on the top of it as well. So it's nice. It's a pretty interesting looking vehicle mode. It's more interesting than just the standard one, I would say, without the gubbins added onto it. But if you don't like that look, you go, hey, fuck it. We're just not going to have it on. Okay? Okay. And then there's the combined Menasor, which is just a full-on samurai with a kabuki-esque looking face design underneath a giant samurai helmet, which is really interesting. He's got the double flags going on, because why have one flag on your back when you could have two on your back? He can have the sword on his side skirts, which is always a nice look. It looks really cool. Clearly, a lot of the heavy lifting for this mode is done by the trailer. It looks like all of Motormaster's trailer does everything here, and the combining of the individual vehicles is just, you get Dragstrip and Dead End, and you just kind of plop them on the shoulders, and the other two cars, you just kind of plop them on the calf muscles. I don't know exactly where Motormaster goes. I would assume he does something similar to the Combiner, not the Combiner was the Legend figure, and you just kind of slot him in the back somewhere. I assume. I don't know about where he would go. But I'm guessing he goes somewhere in there. I don't know. I love the head design, though. I think it's really interesting, really cool. I think combining the samurai kind of helmet design, I mean, the samurai helmet design is always cool, but to go and give him a Kabuki-esque face, I think that's really fun. I think that's really neat. Welcome, Neat-zan. Hello, welcome. I hope you're doing well this evening. I think this is a really cool look. I'm not sure I get this myself. And I really do think the individual robot modes for the Stunticons, I kind of want, maybe before I should like go, no, these are shit. Maybe before I say no, these are shit, I should wait before, until we see like proper images of them, not CG CAD models, which these all seem to be, but like proper, nice, big images where I can actually see all the detail on the robot modes. That would be a better idea, wouldn't it? I think so. I think that would be a swell idea. It didn't end there, because we also saw that for some reason they're doing Shockwave as well, in a very, again, samurai style. He has the ability to, it's not really combine, but he can sit on the top of the truck, or the trailer part of Motormaster. I don't know what he's turned into, but he is effectively a sword stand, not for Motormaster's sword, but for a sword that he seems to be able to also give him. So he's also got a katana, which looks like, I think the idea is it breaks up for Shockwave, and the main tip of the blade goes into where his gun would be, for his gun arm. And I think the other two parts and maybe the handle go on his back somewhere. It's an interesting look. Again, I wish we had a closer look of his face, because it looks interesting. It looks like it might be an Oni design, like a singled eye Oni design. But from this distance in this image, only the Aurora Borealis could tell, I suppose. It seems like he can also transform into a bow, which Motormaster can hold, because, samurais, bows, swords, all the good stuff. Excel Hedge says, a Shockwave feels out of place. What do you mean by that, Excel Hedge? Do you mean in these images? Because if that's I think that might be because for some reason they thought, hey, we're gonna have this Shockwave, and he's gonna be with a gray prototype of the Menasor, and he's gonna be colored. So a giant gray Menasor is kind of holding a colored Shockwave, which, yeah, it does make him stick out. I think once they're colored, it'll probably work a little bit better. When you look at the color scheme of Motormaster with the blacks and the purples on him, and Shockwave obviously being purple as well, but I think it will look better. Will it still be an eyesore? Time will tell. I don't know, to be honest. We also have a few other figures, because later on in the week, Ironfactory showed off more of the Samurai series, which is seemingly the only series they're doing at the moment, by the way. They showed off Beast Wars Megatron, Beast Wars Black Arachnia, Beast Wars Tigatron, Shockwave, which I just talked about, Cheetor, and Optimus Primal. They don't get the title of Beast Wars, though. At least not in the story. I guess because it would have pushed the title on TFW a little bit too hard. Neat-zan, what are those? Because I remember something similar to my childhood. These are third-party versions of Transformers, the Stunticons. So these are all like Dead End, Wild Rider, Motormaster, Dragstrip, and Dead End. Dead End, Breakdown, Motormaster, Dragstrip, and Wild Rider, making Menasor. So maybe you had the G1 toys, or maybe you just remember the Stunticons from back in the day. This is a non-official take on them with a lot of samurai influence to them, which is neat. So the images we had of the Megatron, the Arachnia, Black Arachnia, Optimus Primal, Cheetor, Tigatron as well. I guess I didn't mention that. The Shockwave image we've talked about. We don't need to go over that again. That's IFEX85. I don't think it really matters the numbers, but we'll save the big one last. These are even kind of smaller images resolution wise, so it's not the kindest thing to look at. I want to say, have we not seen the Optimus Primal before? Have we not seen the big monkey bot before as a Shogun samurai warrior? I feel we have, but I'm not entirely sure either. It looks... it's hard to tell. I wish these images were bigger because it's hard to glean too much from these kind of mech images. Cheeto has a cool look to him because it looks like they've gone for a ninja and they've given him a double scarf. Very common rider, very Strider? Yeah, Strider. Very Strider of them as well. Capcom Strider, I mean. Tigatron, different mold, which is nice. He's not just a repaint of Cheeto or a very slight retool of Cheeto. It looks like he's his own mode. And it looks like the designs for the orange fiery effects look very similar to how best to describe it. The images you'd see of tigers that breathe fire, like this is going to sound silly, the tigers that breathe fire in all the Japanese drawings of them. So they're not, it doesn't so much look like fire, but kind of swirly attempts of drawing fire from ancient times. It kind of looks like he's got that look going on for him, which is kind of interesting. I think that's what the animal modes are going for here, that kind of old Japanese art style that you don't see on like the scrolls and stuff of ancient history and whatnot. So they've got a nice individual look. Thankfully, the Megatron and the Black Arachnia are a bit more easy to look at. It's still not the cleanest image, but it's easier. I'm going to assume, because looking at Megatron in his Dinosaur Megatron, in his dinosaur mode, the T-Rex actually has a Samurai Shogun hat on, or a hat of some kind. I'm assuming, though the image is a lot smaller, that the Optimus Primal Gorilla mode is doing a similar thing, and the Gorilla head also has a helmet on. Hard to tell, but I think that's what they're going for. The Megatron looks really interesting. They have not given him the traditional Megatron color scheme. He's a lot more dark purple. It's still got bits of his like standard kind of lavender purple kind of coming through in parts, but it also has like much darker is it violet? I don't know my colors too well. Much darker purple over the top, which I assume is kind of to try and give it the look of, it's a T-Rex, but what if the T-Rex had like let's just call it violet armor over the top of it. I think that's what they're going for. So it's like an armored up T-Rex. His robot mode, again, very interesting. He's got green bits going down the center of his chest to the center of his waist as well. Kind of that, again, ornate Japanese style to it to make him look very royal and regal. He's got gold on him for highlights. I wish I could see his head closer up because it looks very, again, different. And his left arm, that would usually be just, his tail gun, kind of looks more like a gigantic, again, just this weird claw. This weird, big, almost crab monster pincher claw that's turned from the tail. Because does the tail split? Because when you look at the T-Rex mode, you can see that the end of the T-Rex tail is kind of like the top of a halberd, right? It's got that kind of curved blade to it. It's not just a tail. It's clearly designed to look like a giant blade of some description. On the image of the robot mode, it looks like there's two of them, one colored purple and one colored gold. Maybe the assumption is, or what you can assume is, maybe the tail splits down the middle and becomes like two tails. So in robot mode, it's like two giant blades on his arm. Maybe that's the idea. Again, this is just speculating based off of the kind of not very good images we got here, but yeah, just run with me. Obviously, he's still got his big dinosaur head for his robot mode. It's still wearing his cute little hat, which is really precious. I don't think this Megatron will come with a toothbrush, unfortunately. It's a bit of a bummer. The Black Arachnia looks really cool. One negative about it, which I'll mention straight here and now, is her giant spider ass in robot mode doesn't seem to do anything, and it seems to just hang down. So she's got just like a big butt flap. And it doesn't look like it's been designed in a way to try and emulate like a skirt or skirt armor. It just looks like a big lump of black plastic kind of hanging off of her ass. Maybe the assumption is like it is Or you need to imagine it's kind of just armor on her ass. I don't know. She's got the very tall, what they're called, heels. Like, let's just call them how I know them. She's got the stripper shoes, right? The only difference is that these are a bright pink. If they were translucent, they'd have goldfish in, and her name would be Crystal, you know? Those are the kind of high heels that she's wearing. Are they called go-go boots? I don't know. Excel Hedge says, big butt, so what? No, I don't mind the big butt, but it's not her butt. It's something that covers up her butt. You know, it's covering over the top. It would have been nice for it to, I think it would be nice for it to fold up, compress, or you'd kind of swing it around and peg it onto her back or something like that. She's got big clawed anime hands as well. They're not like you standard like, oh, he's Transformers. He's a standard Transformers female figure where they just have the kind of claw hands in one pose. These are proper like spread out, expressive, screamy hands. Like I've got claws and I'm going to scratch you kind of thing. Lady Deathstrike hands, if you know your X-Men. She's kind of got those claws going on. She has a big Oni demon on her chest as well. That's a central design, which carries obviously across into the spider mode as well. That's pretty cool. I think that's a good idea for her because she's evil. Looks like she's got a cute anime girl face as well. And her helmet design is again, when I say it looks traditionally Japanese, I'm kind of going off of like thinking of things I've seen in like the Onimusha games. Onimusha games, you know, where there are demons, ladies who are actually demons and have the strange designs to them, you know, those kind of big helmets and whatnot. It seems like the spider legs obviously they just go on the back. It's what you would expect, nothing too crazy. And the spider mode doesn't look too bad either. This might be one I pick up because it does look interesting. I think the Beast Wars ones are probably the most interesting because it's I mean, you don't get a lot of third-party Beast Wars stuff, to be fair, so this in itself is kind of unique. I'm trying to think, how many third-party Beast Wars stuff have we got? I mean, I think it's, for the most part, just Optimus Primal and Megatron, right? I can't think of... I mean, if we go into Transart does them, but that's it, right? Yeah, there's very few Beast Wars stuff that don't just do Optimus Primal and Megatron, so just expanding out and did Black Arachnia, Cheetor, and Tigatron, that's already a bit of a win there, I would say, in itself. Obviously, I'll report on this, or I'll report on this. I think I am. I'll talk more about this. That's a better way to phrase it. I'll talk more about this when we have better, less shitty images. Let's read the quick description that TFW have written for each of these. For the Megatron, it says a very original rendition of the Predacon leader with samurai armor for both robot mode and beast mode. That's kind of what I said beforehand. Black Arachnia and, in quotations, Oni, in brackets, demon, for people that don't know. Inspired design for Spider Lady. Tigatron, impressive Tigatron design, redesign for this line. He seems to be a new mold and not the Cheetah redeco, which I said. Shockwave has got a ton of samurai elements, like the katana on his arm instead of the classic cannon, which I mentioned already. He transforms into a big bow or a katana. I think he can do both, to be honest, because if you look at the katana, there's not much mass there. So I think he does both, to be honest. Like, let's have a look at this. Yeah, if you look at that katana, that's not all of Shockwave. Fuck off. He can do both. Piss off. He can do both of them. One or the other. It's because it says big bow or... No, he does both. Fuck you. I guarantee it. No. I don't guarantee it because that means that someone could hold me to account. I have a strong inclination. I have a strong inclination that's where they'll lean with it. That's what I'll say. That's safer. Primal, updated renders revealing beast mode. Updated renders revealing beast mode. Let's click on that. Does that mean we've got better images of it? Oh, fuck. There we go. These are way better. Why weren't these on the front? Whatever. I was right. He does have a little samurai helmet in his beast mode. This Primal has a very, like, heavy armored samurai design to me. He's pissed as well. His robot face is not happy. His robot mode arms, or gorilla mode arms, have these cool, like, screaming apes for, like, van braces. That looks really good. And he's even got the rope kind of hanging down over his groin armor. I was right about the cheetah. He does look like a ninja. Oh, his little cat mode has a little hat on as well. Look at that. Oh, that's cute. Now we can see it up close. The cheetah mode, it looks a little rough. The cheetah mode looks a little rough. He's legend scale. You know, he's clearly quite a thin transformer, kind of small. You know what can you do? He's only got so much mass to work with. I think they've done a reasonable job. Could it be better? Yeah, it could be better. It's okay. It's okay. Tigatron. I'm sticking with what I said. Swirly fire designs for these bits here, and it's on his tail as well. He's again very hard samurai look to him. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I do. I like it. Is there better images of the other ones? Let's go back. Is there a better one of Black Arachnia? Let's click on the Black Arachnia link. Yep, this is already a cleaner image. This is way cleaner. Why aren't these images up on the front page? Jesus. I was right. Look, you can even, on the Megatron tail, it does split in some form or another. You can see the giant peg here. That's the peg there I'm pointing. Can you see? Yeah, you can see it. Yeah, he's got a giant peg, so this tail kind of pokes together. Right, so so the idea will be the spines on the back of the dinosaur will flip forward and it'll become like a three-fingered hand. You know, so the tail splits, so half of the tail, one finger, half the tail, the other finger, and then the back spine will be the kind of thumb of the hand. The head's still not the easiest to tell for the robot mode, but it looks like it's your standard Beast Wars Megatron head, but then just with like a little gold fluff bit over the top of it. Black Arachnia is kind of what I said before. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I missed. Yeah, I think her back might be a little bit messy, but she's either got two different robot faces or she has an opening robot mouth. Because you can see like a little weird teeth here, and yeah, in the more calm pose, it's kind of standing still. Yeah, Black Arachnia looks pretty cool. Pretty cool, I reckon. Yeah, interesting. Again, if you're not into the Samurai-esque design of Ironfactory, clearly this isn't going to change your mind. But you got to admit, it's nice to see them doing something different. And we've said this many times before on Moonbase 2. This is the most different thing that a third party has done, you know. So I give him props. Next up, we have the figure of Studio Series Gamer Edition Wolf Cybertron Sideswipe. I was going to say they finally shown him, but I don't know who was like raving and going like, yes, it's time for Sideswipe. I don't know who that person was, but I'm sure they were out there. Hello, welcome, Wilson. Hey, I hope you're doing well this evening. So this will be what the third Autobot in the Gamer Edition figures with the Optimus Prime, the Bumblebee. How does this compare to them? My issue is, I don't think the Sideswipe ever had an interesting design in Wolf Cybertron. I never liked this design that they gave him. The car mode was okay, but the robot mode always looked a little bit like an apple to me. Just like a big round tummy, a weird back design and all that jazz. He looks fine. I think this is the first time we've had this available, right? This mold, this design, I should say. I don't think it's ever been available previously. I don't recognize what gun this is from the game either, off the top of my head. I don't think it's the light machine gun, but either way. His feet are interesting. They're quite small. And they got kind of a long back to them. I guess the best way to describe his feet kind of look like the Kingdom RC figure. He looks like he's got Kingdom RC feet, which isn't obviously the best compliment. I'm not sure. Does he have ankle tilts? I'm not sure he has ankle tilts. He might. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think he does have ankle tilts. That's not why I'm humming and hawing, don't get me wrong. He's just a figure I look at and go, it's Sideswipe. I just don't find Sideswipes interesting. It looks a bit nicer than Bumblebee, with Bumblebee and his massive boob coming out, which was never, the best kind of look to him, I don't think. So I think the Sideswipe's an improvement over that. Yeah, that's the best I can do. I can give you an eh. I did see, strangely enough, somebody said this will what do you call it? The Studio Series Bumblebee movie Sideswipe that we saw last week will work really well with this, and I thought they were insane. I thought that was a crazy comment to say, because they do not look like they're the same beast, especially like Sunstreaker's head. Sideswipe and Sunstreaker's head, from those two things, they don't look the same. The design aesthetic don't work, at least in my opinion. Is it a big issue that you can see Sideswipe's chest on the back in robot mode? It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. I guess I'm not annoyed by it too much. And the vehicle mode is, War for Cybertron vehicle mode. It's a car, but it's a weird looking car. Is it a cool, weird looking car? I tell you what it does kind of look like, if you're a Kamen Rider fan, it kind of looks like Drive's car. Kamen Rider Drive's car, whatever the car was in that. It kind of looks a bit like that, shape-wise and whatnot. XL Hedge says, rather have a Gamer Edition RC, Slipstream, or Demolisher. Well, too bad, because they are not the main characters or fun characters. If I remember, hang on, were they in War for Cybertron or were they in Fall of Cybertron? That I don't remember, XL Hedge. Were they in War, or was it just Fall? And were they just multiplayer characters? I'm pretty sure Demolisher was only a multiplayer character in one of those two games. And I think they're going to do... I think you're just going to get your G1 cast first. They were in War? Were they? Okay. I'll take your word for it, because it's been a long time since I played War. Fall, I'm a bit more up to date on, but War was a long time ago now. Yeah, I think they'll do the safe ones first, which is like the boring kind of cast members. Like, we'll get an Ironhide and a Ratchet before having an RC, I would imagine, and a Slipstream. I will get a Soundwave, I think, at some point. Because if I remember, War for Cybertron was Megatron, Breakdown, and Soundwave for a vast majority of it. Because we've got Starscream. We need 2 repaints of Starscream as well. Or at least Hasbro will more than likely do that. Yeah, Sideswipe. Yeah, I'd rather have those figures too as well, though, to be honest, XL Hedge, rather than Sideswipe. But he's coming, for better or for worse. We have a possible first sighting of the Red Series Skywarp, which I did not know was still a thing. I thought the red line was done. The image we have, I think, is really interesting of him, mainly because there is a far superior toy line behind him. Yes, in the image, you can see the massive thundering thighs of Chun-Li from the Jada toys behind Skywarp. And especially because I've heard of the issues, kind of the weird quality QC problems on the red figures, to have the Jada figure behind him, guys, the Jada figures are way better. They're really good quality. And also remember, if you do buy a Jada Toys Street Fighter figure, Jada Toys have not been making figures that long. They started like a year ago. They started off with the Universal Monsters line, which was the first action figure line. Excuse me. And now they're doing cereal characters, like from breakfast cereal characters, and Street Fighter. So they're still early. So any mistakes or kind of fuck-ups they make with their figures, you go, oh, well, they've not been doing it this long. And when Hasbro fuck up their red figures, you go, Hasbro, you've been making action figures for fucking decades. And they're more expensive. And they're not as good quality. And they usually come with less stuff than the Jada. I am a Jada simp at this moment, if you didn't know. But yeah, the image of Skywarp is like, hey, it's Starscream, but Skywarp colors. If you wanted him, I guess he's coming. Woo woo! Did they do Thundercracker? Looks like there's a Thundercracker right in the very, very far background. You can see in the background there's a Starscream of some description, which I assume is the red one. And then you can just see like a blue blur behind him. So unless there is a Thundercracker that's out, then there's a Thundercracker that's coming. But I don't know, because I haven't kept up to date with Redline because I didn't think they were very good. Last kind of news stories are new authentic figures. These are the evergreen kind of things, the really baby figures, I would call them. We've seen more of the authentic Bravo class. I'm not really sure what Bravo class is. We've seen a Bravo class Megatron, Grimlock, Bumblebee, and Optimus Prime. These are very, 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 very basic figures. In the, as I mentioned, the evergreen design, which I'm not a giant fan of, is this weird, like, overly detailed mush. And then there's very little paint apps on them. They're very hollow because of a baby, so who cares, I suppose. Megatron turns into a tank. It's kind of very sad-looking tank, I'll be honest. These can't be that big. Looking at the box, these can't be this big. Yeah, I mean, they're for 6+. I think you could give this to a 3-year-old. As long as it's big enough, you know. Grimlock is, again, going for the, what do you call it, the authentic kind of look. How's his robot mode look? Oh, he doesn't have separate legs. His legs are seemingly stuck together. That might not be the case, but from the image that they're showing us of his robot mode, his legs are stuck together. Wow! Wow, that Bumblebee. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, that Bumblebee. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. That is a really bad Bumblebee. That's really bad. That's egregiously bad. That is egregiously bad. How to describe it for someone who hasn't seen it? Okay, so imagine a Bumblebee, right? A Bumblebee design, a G1 Bumblebee design, right? Remove that Bumblebee's arms, okay? So you've got his torso, which is the top of his car mode, right? You got his head. He has no arms. Okay. What I want you to do is I want you to imagine the front bonnet. Is that the thing? The front bonnet of the car mode, right? I want you to imagine that with the wheels on the side. You know how you've seen a lot of Transformers where the front bonnet of the car kind of splits in two and kind of drops down to shoulder length, right? And then they have the arms below that, right? Imagine that's one piece. Well, two pieces, left side and right side. These are two pieces, but the arms are molded into it. They do not bend, they do not move or anything like that. That's one piece. The main issue is that's cheap. The other main issue is the way that they're connected to the torso seems to be through two really thin gray pipes. And these gray pipes go from the shoulder joint into about maybe like just above the waist to the abdomen, waist to the abdomen kind of area. This is a horrifically ugly looking figure. It might be mistransformed. We'll give it that. We'll give it the benefit of the doubt and assume it's mistransformed. This is a shockingly bad looking figure. Shockingly bad. The vehicle mode looks fine, but this looks worse than... This looks a lot worse than... Do you remember was it Legends? Is that what they were called back in the day? The Legend... Let's say Legends. The Legends Movie 1 Bumblebee. Do you remember that? That's a better toy than this. Significantly. By its looks alone. Transformation, don't know. Significantly better. At least looks-wise. This is really, really gross. I can get away with the Grimlock. It's basic. His legs don't split apart. But he forms an okay-ish robot mode that doesn't look too bad proportionally. It's like, yeah, okay, it doesn't do anything, but it's fine. And the dinosaur mode, yeah, again, very basic. It'll probably be hollow underneath and you can see everything. But it's like, okay, it's fine, whatever. Megatron makes a really shitty-looking tank. But it's fine. It's okay. Whatever. This robot mode is kind of plain and basic as well. But yeah, whatever. But the Bumblebee, I'd say that's egregious. XL Hedge says cheap line for dollar stores. Yeah, this to me though, XL Hedge looks like a knockoff. Like it looks so cheap. It looks like a knockoff that somebody did. It looks like on the back of the images. I don't know why they've taken such bad fucking photography. But on the back of the box, it looks a little bit cleaner. It looks a lot cleaner, actually. It looks like for the promotion material, they just haven't transformed him correctly at all. Not even close. When they've transformed him correctly, he doesn't look quite as fucking egregiously shit. How did this get through? Look at it. Right, let's go back and forth. This is the production image. This is the back of the box. Production image. Back of the box. Someone should be... I'd fire that guy. Whoever took this photo... And this is... The most egregious thing about this. This is a very, very basic toy. The fact that the person taking photos couldn't be bothered to transform this is not a masterpiece toy. This is not an alternator. This is not one of those hard transformers. This is a basic bitch toy. Yeah, couldn't get it done. I'd fire you. I'm sorry. That might be mean, but I'd fire... Oh my god, Optimus Prime. Oh no. Okay, let's have a look at the back of the box first. No, Prime's the worst. Prime is not saved by the fact that someone didn't transform him correctly. We have supermodel extraordinaire Optimus Prime, who's clearly been on a very strict water diet or soup diet for a long time. Truck mode is fine. I've seen better from Legends toys, obviously. But that robot mode is pretty egregious as well. You know what the transformation is for this? You scale this down to Micromaster scale, and you make it out of real plastic, not kind of thin, cheap looking plastic. That's fine. I'm all right with that. That's kind of what I would expect from Micromasters, right? Look at this. You go Micromaster. You go, okay, fair enough transformation. Actually, if you scale these down, and again, you thicken them up and you fill in the gaps, Micromaster-wise, that's fine. All right. And I mean, like, old Micromasters. I don't mean the newer Micromasters. I mean the old ones. Yeah, these are... I don't even know if I'd buy these for my kids to shut them the fuck up. Like, if I was just tired of my kid whining, I don't think I'd buy them this. Because they're man. Well, we got more authentics. Maybe I'll feel better about these. These are the Alpha Class. This is the Alpha Class Megatron. So with the name Alpha Class, I can assume that we're seeing something a little bit better. Apparently there are reviews up online showing this thing off as well, but let's have a look at him. He's still pretty hollow looking, but he looks more like a Transformer. He transforms in 13 steps, so he's pretty basic, but again, he's missing a lot of paint apps. He's shockingly a little taller than the Wolf Cybertron, Siege, Voyager Megatron, that mold. He's bigger than that mold. Proportionally, he's got a strange head. The head looks a bit weird on him. He's also got a chin goatee. No, what do they call it? Soul patch? Is that what it is? The soul patch? I think he's got that going, which is interesting. Tank, oddly enough, I'd say the tank's a little bit better than the Siege one, or the Earthrise, that kind of H-tank, because it's not an H-tank. It looks more like a very armored up tank, so I'll give it to it. I think the tank mode's a lot better. Yeah, it looks like a tank. Yeah, I mean, look at if you see the side-by-side of the Megatron, the H-tank Megatron, and this tank Megatron, the Authentics one looks like a tank. It looks like an actual tank. It's got a proper turret at the back that looks like a separate piece that aren't just robot arms folded up. It's not just the H shape. It's got like armor over the treads. Vehicle mode, not too bad. Robot mode, ropey. I'd say passable. Like if my kid, I would ignore the previous four figures. If I was going to get a toy to shut them up, this would be close. I'd be more inclined to give them one of these to shut them up. Very hollow hips. They've done everything they can to cheapen out on aspects of this, but design-wise, I think this is a better design than the Siege Voyager Megatron. I think this Megatron just needs money injected into him. This design for Megatron needs money injected into him. He needs to be put in a real toy line. And I think it would be a little bit of a better Megatron than what we've had for a while in terms of its look and whatnot, and his fucking vehicle mode, etc., etc. But yeah, again, I wouldn't rush out for this, but it looks better. If you want to know kind of what the tank looks like, I guess the best way to describe the tank is it kind of gives me vibes of the, what was it, Revenge of the Fallen Megatron tank mode. You know, it's like the treads. The two treads on each side are a little bit further out from the body, and the body is a little further pulled back in, you know, which is on the Revenge of the Fallen toy where the head would be for Megatron. But it's all right. It's not bad. And the last one is the final of the Authentics line. It was a lot of Authentics today for some reason. We have the Authentics Titan Changer Wheeljack. Have we talked about Titan changes? I don't think so. So how is Wheeljack looking? Basic. Very basic. Very flat. Very missing colors, as you would expect. He seems to have the same issue that Grimlock does, as his legs are stuck together. Give me an old GoBots vibe in a lot of ways of how he transforms and how his legs are just one piece. But man, he's missing a lot of color. His front window screen is painted silver, and then the three windows on each side of the side, each side are not painted. Like, oh no, don't show a colored, look at this colored image on the front of the box where it's got all this red there, all over the toy, and it's just not on the figure. Man. But yeah, that's it. There wasn't a huge amount of news this week. Unsurprisingly, that's just the way the cookie crumbles as it goes. Hopefully there'll be some interesting fun stuff next week. And the question is, what have I been doing this week? What have I done for fun? Have I got anything? No, haven't got anything. I bought Tekken 8. So I've been playing a little bit of Tekken 8. I've only able to had like one go of it so far. One stream of it. It's on my Twitch channel and YouTube if you're interested. So I've been playing through that. I plan to get beginner good at the game. Like, I don't expect to be an intermediate, but I'm actually probably going to try online matches for streaming and get my poo pushed inside of me kind of deal. See how that goes. What else have I been up to? I'm up to date on Free Run. If you're watching the anime Free Run, that's a really good show. You should watch it. I've been enjoying that a lot. I'm up to, what's they up to? Episode 18? Something like that. Very engaging, very interesting. We had the last two episodes, like, what was it, 17 and 18 or 18 and 19? Which ones I watched last night? It dripped back into kind of stereotypical anime, like almost a tournament kind of tuning exam kind of thing at the moment, which is like, It's like, I kind of want the story to progress forward rather than just like Lamau anime action scene. Simon Tang says, who's your main character in Tekken 8? Well, I've been doing the story mode poorly as Jin, because that's the story mode. You're kind of locked into certain characters. But the character I want to play and who I've played the most with so far is Sergei Dragunov. Like me, a bit of Dragunov. He's pretty fun. He's pretty aggressive, I think, in his playstyle. He looks kind of... how do you say? He looks kind of like a human corpse as well. He's very pale. And there's just something about him that I think's cool. He doesn't speak. I'd like him to speak. But yeah, I like some Sergei Dragunov. If I was really ballsy, I'd play as King. Because I think I had basic bitch mode on story mode when I played as him. Basic bitch mode being a mode in... I think you can just have it on all of Tekken 8, where you don't get full combos, but you can map certain combinations into really basic button presses. Because somehow I was able to do like a crazy like throw string, and I was like, there's no way I'm doing this by by accident. This has to be basic bitch mode. This is the only way I'm getting it. Oh, Simon Tang's going for Coffee Girl. Yeah, Coffee Lady. I know her. I don't know how to pronounce her name off the top of my head, which is why I just call her Coffee Girl. I've seen like trailers of her. She looks kind of cute and fun, and a bitch to fight against because she's got a lot of sway moves, like defensive, like not parries, but kind of just like you don't want to touch me kind of counters, which is kind of interesting. Like Yoshimitsu would be cool to play. There's quite a lot of characters so far who I like the look of. I saw that one of the DLC characters is going to be Eddie Gordo. Thankfully, I don't care about Eddie Gordo, so I don't need to worry about getting him. I'm wondering who they're going to do for like guest characters this year for this edition, because Tekken 7 had some really good ones. I didn't play a lot of Tekken 7 though, which was the problem. I played a bit, and I played a bit on stream, but not a huge amount. XL Hedge says, "What about Palworld?" Oh. Yeah, Palworld, Palworld's the new streamer game, isn't it? Palworld is the newest, like, every fucking streamer under the sun's playing it. To me, Palworld comes off a little bit too much like an uninteresting Valheim. Like, apart from getting slave labor force for Pokemon, it doesn't seem to have really interesting building mechanics. Valheim had a really cool building system mechanic. It was faffy and fiddly, but it had that kind of going for it. It doesn't do a lot for me. But I can see why it's so popular. Pokemon's popular. It's getting a lot of controversy at the moment because everyone's like, it's got AI artwork. And it's like, well, that hasn't been proven. People are just assuming it's AI artwork. And as soon as anybody says AI artwork, everybody shits their pants and they get really aggravated. I get it. But there is no evidence to say that it definitely did. The only evidence that they've had is that the guy made what was it? It was an AI. It was a game that matched up AI memes or something like that. It was like a game where you'd be like, guess the AI artwork or something like that. Which doesn't, like, I think they said he supports AI artwork as well. Doesn't mean he used it in his game though. It's very tentative in terms of evidence. XL Hedge says, I'm getting Suicide Squad this week. Oh, really? Oh, I mean, I hope you like it. I've seen a lot of it from like trailers and stuff, and oh dear, it doesn't look like a game for me. I hope you enjoy it though. Don't let my my slightly perturbed, sad look at it. I mean, it won't tempt you. It won't stop you from getting the game. Everything I've seen of it, I'm like, oh no, oh dear. I've also found Minerva at Walgreens. Minerva's been out for ages, though. Right? Yeah, Legacy Minerva's been out for ages. Ages. Tifa Lockhart for Tekken. I think that's like a theory people have. Well, isn't like something from Baki getting a guest character? Or was that just like, again, a rumor? Granted, not that I care, because I know of Baki, but I have no interest in Baki. No interest in Baki. For me, the best guest character from Tekken 7 was Geese Howard, because he can Renpuken you and predictable you, and I thought he was very cool. I like Geese Howard. You know, he was a cool villain from The King of Fighters. XL Hedge says there no way in heck I'm missing Kevin Conroy's last Batman performance. I would if the game's shit. Personally, you know, I can understand that though, you know, but I just don't think the game looks very good. And I've never been someone who's like, oh, this person worked on it, I better go and play it. Like, celebrities don't have that kind of sway or pull on me. That if someone does a thing, generally I don't feel the need to go and play that thing, see that thing, do that thing. Celebrity just doesn't have that kind of hold on me. I can't think of any time that's, at least recently, where it ever has. But like I say, I hope it's good. I don't think it would be for me from what I've seen of it, but hey-oh, you know. What else have I been up to? Anything else? I'm sure I did something. I'm sure I did. Hang on, let me check. I'm sure I watched something that was like, ooh, this is nice. Oh, I watched Lawrence of Arabia. That's something I'd never seen before. Did I mention it last week? I can't remember. Yeah, whatever. I watched Lawrence of Arabia, the old, 60s movie. It's paced very much like a 60s movie or 70s movie. It's very long. It's too long. It's like 3.5 hours. There's a lot of time where I was like, you can edit this down. I don't know whether you should edit it down, but it needed more pop to it. There were a lot of very long shots where I was like, these are very beautiful shots. Very, 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 very pretty shots. But I'm looking at my watch and I'm very bored. I can't really recommend people go out and watch Lawrence of Arabia, unfortunately. But it was visually nice. It was a very pretty film. I'll give it that at the very least. And I did watch Dragon Meshi, which the premise of that one seems to be a team is going down into a dungeon because they had to leave the dungeon previously because they were losing. And the main character's sister is eaten by a dragon. They've got to get down to the dragon before the dragon digests his sister or his partner, something I can't remember. But the premise of the show is they're going down and they're cooking monsters. It's basically a cooking dungeon show. So they're going down, they're being like, here's a giant scorpion. Oh, well, this is how you cook a giant scorpion. You throw it in boiling water, you broil these leeks and these leaves and this fungus with it, and then you eat it this way, but you don't eat the tail, etc., etc. Sounds kind of weird. It's quite nice. It's got kind of a fun aspect to it that the world creating kind of aspect is like, okay, what are the creatures that live in this dungeon? How do they work? And if you were to devour them and make them tasty, how would that kind of work? It's like, it's kind of fun. I'm not sure the main premise is that interesting. Like, we got to get down and stop my sister being digested, because apparently it takes a long time for a dragon to digest someone conveniently. It's Dragon Meshi. Worth a go. I think it's Trigger that's doing the animation, so it's very pretty as well. So it's like, yeah, you know how it goes. I think that's it, chat. I think that's it. And people listening at home. XL Hedge says, the other elf girl anime. Yes. Yeah, you've seen the memes of it too then, XL Hedge. Yes, it's the other elf girl anime, even though she's not the main character. Freerun is the main elf character in the Herb Show. I don't even know what the elf girl in Dragon Mesh is called. She's not the main character. Oh, I'm up to date on King Oja as well. I thought it was done. I thought we were finished with King Oja. I was like, I can finish watching King Oja. I can catch up. It's not even that many episodes since I last watched it. I can burn through these episodes and we're done. I got up to episode 44 and was like, it still feels like there's a lot of story that you're gonna wrap up between now and episode 45. And I watched episode 45 and I was like, this does not feel like the end of a series. What the fuck is happening? This is the end of the show. It's fucking shit. Because nothing's been resolved. Then I finished it and it said next time. I was like, oh, I'm an idiot. Okay, I'm just dumb. Then I kind of turned over in bed and just started crying because of how dumb I am. Because of course it's not over yet. I'm just stupid. So I've still got, I don't know how long King Oja's got left. We're on episode 45 at the moment. It can't be that long until it's over. Like episode 48, 50. I don't think we're going to get 52 episodes. We might, but I think we're almost done with that. But yeah, that's it. I did get rid of my, Cascade and Javelin. I sent them back to Amazon because I fucking hated them. I thought they were shit. I really didn't like them. I've got my money back. And now the idea is I'm waiting on... What am I waiting on? I'm waiting on Jada Ken to come out. Jada Toys Ken to come out because he should be in February, I think. Oddly enough, this is weird. Legacy Unite Deluxe Class Windblade. And I think you can get the Bumblebee. Yeah, you can get Bumblebee. And for some reason on Amazon.co.uk, they're each like £15. I'm almost tempted to get like Windblade because she's £15 instead of fucking 24, which I've never been okay with paying. But 15 quid, like maybe I should buy Windblade. I don't really want to, but for that kind of deal this early in the game, it's like maybe it's a good idea to get her. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, man. Yeah, it's a bummer because Amazon seemed to have sold out of Armada Prime. He never went to silly low prices, and it pissed me off because I was like, I'm not paying 80. He's stuck at 80. I'm not paying 80. Oh, he's gone. Oh well. maybe he'll pop up somewhere less than 80, and I'll be like, all right, now's my time. Now is the time for Andy to get Armada Optimus Prime, because I would like him, but I'm not paying the exorbitant prices they were wanting for him. At least I thought they were absorbent. Is that the right word? Exorbitant? Absorbent. I don't know. Either way, that'll do us for this week, everybody. Thank you for coming on by. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and other places as Decayed Andy, the rotten corpse of a human being. That's me, not 10 years of time. Don't get that mistake mixed up, please. We're on Moonbase 2 forums, Twitter, iTunes, Facebook, Libsyn. You know it. You support us on patreon.com/Moonbase2. $2 each month. Much appreciated. I'm going to get my finger in this year and try and get some Patreon episodes out. I'm sorry that those have been going on the low buy for a while. I hate to pull the card, but man, I've been feeling rough lately. Emotionally. Don't know why. But hopefully I'll be able to pull myself out of the rut and just fucking do it, because I need to just not be a wuss and just get on and, fucking get on with it, really. Anything else? No, I think that's it. Oh, ccbunker.weebly.com. Jesus, Andy, remember to talk. Enunciate. Don't be stupid. Thanks for coming by, everyone. We'll be here again on YouTube and Twitch. 8 o'clock in the evening UK time next week. We'll have the 40th anniversary show to talk about. For them, not us. We haven't been going 40 years. Right? No, not yet. Still a little while before Moonbase 2 hits 40 years. Jesus. But yeah, we'll have whatever they've shown, whatever the new HasLab thing is, so I guess look forward to that. Until then, thanks everybody for coming on by. Until next week, I'll of course see you suckers next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Yeah.